Hello and welcome. Well, I went and bought another Jeep, or at least most of another Jeep. This is the one that I mentioned in prior videos that I was interested in the fenders and the windshield frame from. And the fella who owned it, he called me up the other day and asked me if I'd be interested in buying the whole thing for $200. Well, given the price of fenders, I mean, a reproduction one goes for like, what, $225? I said, sure. And so he brought it down for $200 and $30 worth of gas. And I figured, oh, what the heck, he's a nice guy. So I also gave him a spare Lowe's gift card that I'd bought for last minute Christmas purchases. When he delivered it, it did not have wheels or tires. And it's been sitting on the axles for decades. Now these are the spare wheels that originally came on Arnold, my other Jeep. And, well, you can see they kind of fill that wheel well up pretty good. We'll do a quick walk around, then we'll have a detailed look at it. And it's got a tow bar. Too bad I don't have anything with a hitch. It's got an engine. And it's got a transmission and a transfer case, none of which move. Nonetheless, I'm not going to give up until I absolutely have to, so I got to look it over first. Yesterday, in between rain showers, I dug out, and I mean dug out, oh gosh, five-gallon buckets of pine needles and debris. Now I'm having a little bit of trouble identifying this rig. Parts of it seem to be military. For example, the rear wheel wells. They got the cubbies in them. That's not a civilian thing. And when I originally saw this, under the hood it had the two supports here for the fan shroud, which were configured to hold a shovel. It's got these windshield wiper guards. It has what I believe is a set of relays for a 24-volt electrical system, but that's welded down like on a CJ5. It's got stock grill guards, as it were, for the headlights. Brush guards, that's what I wanted, brush guards. Don't pay attention to me, I'm new at talking. Yeah, and although these are not great fenders, they are certainly far superior to the ones I'm dealing with Arnold. And as you can see clearly, it's got weight reduction issues. Yay! But you know what, for sitting as long as it has, it's not as bad as I anticipated. I'm pretty sure that these are not stock floors because they don't have any of these indentations or anything. And yet, it's got the remains of the storage locker. So I'm confused. It may have had a radio at one time. I say may, of course it did. Question is, was it civilian, a CB, or was it military? I don't know. This is somebody got creative with some rebar and made some taillight guards, honkin' big stock rear bumper assembly. And here's something that's odd. I originally thought maybe this was an old military Jeep, and again, I'm still not entirely convinced it's not. But that's red. Unless it's a really bright red primer, which does not seem likely, let's be honest. Both sides have these bars, presumably for some sort of a top. Oh gosh, and there's the remains of the speedometer assembly. Now that is clearly a later model one. You can see the odometer mechanism, fuel, and what's the other one? Oil pressure maybe? I forget. And yep, Flintstoning. But again, I mean, this is not irreparable as far as the tub goes. I mean, Arnold over there, he wasn't in any better condition when I started. Boy, had trouble getting a spare wheel under the left front though. I want to take just a moment to interject here. You'll notice that this tire and wheel do not match the other three BFGs. I have a fourth one, but because of the way this fender and the body is sitting on the frame, I can't get the darn thing up underneath there. Added to that, this one does not hold air worth a darn, so that's why it's up on a jack stand at the moment. I'll figure something out later. So, if you look there, you can see from sitting on the axle all these decades, the springs are arched in the wrong direction. And that made it difficult to get the tire in under. Plus, the body seems to be sitting cattywampus on the frame. I mean, look how little clearance there is on that rear wheel. That's kind of nuts. What else do I want to mention? Well, let's have a look at the remains of the engine. Okay, that might be an ingress point for water, just possibly. Although, casually inspecting it, it doesn't seem to have any obvious cracks, at least that I can see with it installed. All the accessories and appurtenances and cables and whatnot, they're gone. So is the water neck. And it doesn't steer. That's frozen. So I'm thinking probably just take that cotter pin out, and then I can at least move everything around by hand. I don't know if all the wheels are frozen. That one is. And it's got a decent bumper on it. Now, first time I saw this, it did have a rusty old winch on it that somebody else bought. Just as well, I got no interest in it. And again, some of the dichotomies here. It's got the remains of the old CJ5 style turn signals, but it's also got, like I said, this some aspects that make me think military. Oh, look at this. Have you ever seen a more pathetic carburetor? I mean, good God, look at that thing. That's terrible. That's just absolutely terrible. Might need new points in a condenser. I'm just guessing on that. Oh, and you can see it's got a ventilation scoop there for introducing external air into the cabin. I didn't see that on Arnold, so I don't quite know if that's a later feature, because you look at that speedometer again, that is clearly post 1950s. So don't really know what to make of this. It's a mystery. Like I said, I thought maybe it was originally a military, specifically Marine Corps unit, because around 1961 or so, I believe it was, Ford introduced the replacement for the CJ5, which was the MUT, multi-use something something. Apparently it was not well liked by the military, and from what I've been able to glean from various online sources, and take those with a grain of salt, kind of looks like the Marine Corps finagled their own contract to get retrofitted CJ5s. Now I'm going to look all over this, including on the engine block and whatnot, and see if I can't find something with a serial number to help me at least chase down the year. That would be really helpful. Well, I hope you enjoyed this first look at my parts Jeep. I'm thinking of it as the mystery Jeep. And then again, I've been saying to my friends, hey, do you recall the movie The Corpse Bride? Well, this is the Corpse Ride. Well, hope you had some fun here. I think I'm going to have fun. I'm definitely going to scarf those fenders and the windshield. Goodbye and have a wonderful day.